This playthrough is rated M for mature.
Greetings and salutation, viewers. Vauldemare back here with another episode of Dark Souls, and congratulations, you made it all the way through. We are at the finale of Dark Souls. Only a few more things to test and touch upon before we go to the kiln of the first flame itself. Let's talk to Vamos and give him those embers just to kind of get the dialogue for it.
Why, is that an ember from New Londo? And a fine ember it be. What do you say? Why not leave it with me? I'll give you a flame to feast your eyes upon.
Alright, we can do that. That'll raise fire weapons up to the next step.
Yes, very well. We'll get these old bones to work.
I wonder what type of filter they used for him when they used his voice and everything like that. I don't know. I feel like they used like some kind of like specific filter for
I
that.
told you.
Okay, he says nothing. Mentions Easelith. Okay, let's leave. I think there should be one more thing to give him.
You'll spoil my focus.
There should be one more weapon he
Why, that's an ember unlike any that I have seen. A very curious pattern. Could it be the flame of the legendary witch? I know. Suppose you left that ember with me. Old Vamos would never let you down. No, not ever.
Sure, let's give him the Chaos Flame. He asked for it.
Yes, splendid. Splendid indeed. My, oh my. You precious little thing.
And I believe Chaos weapons are powered by, depending on the weapon you have, they're powered by how much humanity you have, if I remember correctly. So they can actually be pretty powerful if you do it right. Let's see. Do I have any of them? No, I can't. I don't have any that I can upgrade to either the higher flame or chaos flame. But yeah, this is the place of where you do it. I don't think he's. Yeah, there's nothing else for him to discuss.
Don't be coming around here without a good reason.
Let's see if there's anything more he can tell us by just talking to him.
Need some snipping? Then produce me some wares.
Okay. Anyway, and that's it for him. If you want to kill him for some reason, basically I'd only do that if you're about to finish the game. Is he'll drop his helmet, which is that spiky magic helmet, and his hammer. So there's that. All right, now let's go back to the asylum where everything started, and I want to show you how an item. We could have gotten this item at the beginning of the game if we chose it as the gift, but I want to show you how you can get it normally. If we go back to the asylum, I think I mentioned a crow you could talk to like a long time ago. I pretty much skipped it for the most part. Well, the crow can actually give you items. If you drop certain items in the crow, you can get like Titanite shards, certain healing items. It kind of just depends. There's a whole list of like, ow, if I was a weaker level, that would have hurt a lot. But anyway, anyway, there's certain like weapons, and I think there's also certain armor types, or maybe I'm thinking of the sequels. But anyway, there's certain items you can get from this crow. But everything can be gotten in the game through as either a gift or a drop.
Give me warm. Give me soft.
Alright, so what... Hold on, let's get rid of this guy. That was sucked if he would have knocked me off. That would have been pretty pathetic. Anyone else coming? Good, okay. So if we want to get the ring I'm looking for, which is called the Witch's Ring, we need to drop the Sunlight Maggot. So... I usually don't like doing this in my playthroughs, but I'm just showing you this one because I don't care too much. Because I probably won't play this file again after everything. Because I've got a file I need to work on if I want to get all the achievements anyway. But anyway, we need to drop the Sunlight Maggot. What you do is you just drop it. And it'll be right there. And what you need to do is just go ahead and quit the game. And that'll basically reset the area. And if you do it right, there should be a item left for you by Snuggly the Crow. Like I said, there's a list online of all the stuff you can get, and I don't remember all of it off the top of my head anyway, so I do apologize, but I don't really want to say or go online and just basically read everything for
warm. Give me soft.
Alright, pick it up, and we get the old Witch's Ring for giving Snuggly the Crow that. Now, the Witch's Ring is basically pure role-playing for the most part. It does help you become friends with the Erengi servant of the Chaos Servant Covenant earlier if you have it, because it means basically old ring from an old witch, engraved minutely with undecipherable script but seemingly useless. Now what this ring actually does is it's actually basically allows you to understand the Chaos Witch of the Chaos Covenant for whatever reason. I don't know why. I guess it has something to do with magic or whatnot. But now we can actually understand her, and her Erengi servant will let you through without having to be, without either having to join the Covenant or he'll immediately allow you access to his spells because you can understand her, so you don't have to do the whole egg parasite thing. So let's go back to the Daughter of Chaos. And with this witch ring equipped, we can now actually understand her. So, which will be funny because I'm going to kill her right afterwards. Mainly because she drops a unique item, which I can't really show on screen until I actually do it. But like I said, make sure you're going to finish the game if you're going to do this. Yeah, basically you go old murdery at the very end of the game. That's about right anyway. So I do it all the time. All right, so now. If we do this right, let's talk to Erengi first, see if there's anything he has to say to us.
Oh, hello. A pleasure to see you again. But don't neglect the fair lady. She needs some company.
Funny enough, you can actually kill the Erengi and not be kicked out of the Covenant, weirdly enough.
In all honesty, I am envious. What comfort can I offer without speaking her tongue?
I think he says that if you're actually equipped with the ring on, but see many things I think
lies the ruins of the legendary city of Isolith. There, the molten giant watches over the flame of chaos. Our fair lady and Mistress Quelaag fled from the ruins. I do not know the details, and I do not ask.
We already killed Quelaag because she attacked us. Basically, she was just defending her sister, but, well, crap happens. But anyway, if you've noticed, I don't know if you noticed throughout the game, like, when you first meet her, before you join her Covenant, she's, like, all slumped over, she's sickly. I mean, she still looks sickly, but if you raise her levels in her Covenant, she actually gets healthier and healthier over the course of the Covenant until you raise it to its max.
Quelaag, my dear sister.
Yeah, we can actually understand her now that we've, now that we're wearing the witch's ring.
Quelaag, what is it?
See, that's the only way you can understand what she's saying is by wearing the witch's ring.
Quelaag, my dear sister. The eggs, it hurts. They've gone still. I am afraid it may be too late. I am so sorry. Dear sister.
Looks like she has kind of a messed up life when you think about it. She's in constant pain all the time and she can only live on humanity. Oh, we can actually reinforce Estes flash. Let's use the Brass Knight's Estes to make ours even more powerful. There we go.
I'll be fine. I have you, dear sister. But promise me that you will take care of yourself.
The only thing I'm thinking, the reason she's talking to me or we understand her is because I'm wearing the ring, and two, she thinks I'm Quelaag. Because she keeps talking to me as if I'm her. I kind of feel bad because I had to kill her sister just to get to the bell. And there was no talking to Quelaag, she just attacked us right out.
I'll be fine. I have you, dear sister. But
Okay, she's just repeating herself now.
bye, Quelaag. It was so very nice to chat.
And she can, let's see, nah, I still messed up on that thorn. I can't believe I messed up on that thorn armor. I could have swore I did it right when I did that. Oh well, anyway. But yeah, that's pretty much, I think her dialogue is slightly different at different levels of sickness, if I remember, but I can't really show those. Play the game yourself, choose the Old Witch's Ring item as the gift, and that'll help you do that. But, well, I think she's in constant pain, and, well, we don't need the Chaos Servant anymore. I think I need to free you from your pain, my lady. Go! Be free!
Quelaag, but why?
Why, you monster! The fair lady! What have you done? What have you done? Ah!
Oh, and if you kill Quelaag, or not Quelaag, the Fair Lady, you can't use that bonfire anymore, by the way. Well, he was going to try to kill me. Oh, right, I forgot he had worms. Uh-oh. Nah, they're not too bad, but still, I don't like fighting them because they're just kind of little bitches to deal with, you know what I mean? There we go. Anyway. And he drops an egg thing for him, but no, what we really wanted from this was the Firekeeper soul. It's actually unique. I'll read it. It's just like the Brass Knight's Fire Soul has a completely unique description for it. Soul of the Daughter of Chaos, Firekeeper of Quelaag's domain. A Firekeeper soul is a draw for humanity, but held within their bosoms, just below a thin layer of skin, are swarms of humanity that writhe and squirm. To her, the countless eggs which appeared were cradles for each tiny humanity. Yep. And now we can turn that into the one lady to get our Estus Flask up to +6. And you can only get the Estus Flask up to +7 by the end of the game. So, anyway, one last thing I need to do is I need to explore the swamps of Blighttown to see if I can find that pyromancer I ran across, and maybe run across that other NPC, which I probably missed, but I'll be back in just a second when I find him, and then we'll discuss what that means and what we can do there. And I felt it was completely necessary to do that. Anyway, I'll see you all in just a second. Alright, we're back. We're back in Blighttown. Underneath, we're about, I don't know, let's see, there's the ladder there, and if you go a bit farther down, we see a gentleman just kind of standing there waiting for something to happen. Well, if you can barely tell who it is, but it's that pyromancer we told about the secrets of the Chaos Flame. Let's see how he's doing. Hey man, how's it going? What? Why are you acting aggressive? I just wanted to talk, man. Just wanted to talk. What's going on? Hey man, what's up? What's up? What the? Why are you attacking me? Oh, you've gone hollow. Well, time to finish you off, my friend. Sorry. Yep, pretty easy. Yep, that's what happens to the pyromancer. You just basically went hollow while trying to chase down that chaos magic or pyromancy. The unique pyromancy we had. Now, unfortunately, I did miss this due to I must have missed it in my notes. But if you get your pyromancy up to +10, and before you beat the bed of chaos, there's supposed to be a woman here. I think her name's like Quizlith or Quizlin or something like that. She's one of the other daughters of chaos that didn't get turned into a spider. And she has a couple of unique pyromancies, and she also gives you the Chaos Wave spell, pyromancy, which basically just causes all these fires to boom out of the ground. And she gives that to you for defeating the bed of chaos, like putting things to right. And I do apologize for missing that. It was after I fought the bed of chaos, I was like, oh, there's one NPC I'm missing, and then I found that I read up online. It was like, oh, I missed her already. Dang it! All right. Anyway, she sits right there, and she tells you a little bit about Isolith and the witches and her sisters and stuff like that. So it gives you a bit more intel about how to, like just history and stuff like that. So remember, on your next playthrough, get your pyromancy to level 10 if you want to do this little storyline, and make sure you talk to her before the bed of chaos is killed. And she sits right around here. So, all right. Anyway, with that out of the way, there's only one more thing I need to do. Well, I may need to do it. I'll need to see if he's still there. Basically, I want to see if Solaire is at the shortcut. If he's at the shortcut, I'll cut to talking to Solaire. If he's not, then I'm going to cut to being in front of Kingseeker Frampt, and we'll start the final leg of the game. So I'll see you all in just a second. All right, we found him. Solaire is where I thought he was. I think he doesn't appear here if you go to the kiln of the first flame before you're supposed to. But after being the bed of chaos, if you did everything right, open the secret entrance, Solaire's just sitting here. Unlike in a previous storyline where Solaire may have gone crazy and found his light.
Was it all a lie? Have I done this all for nothing? Oh, my dear son. What now? What should I do? My son. My dear, dear son.
Poor guy, he just wants to see his son. That's all he does.
Was it all a lie? Oh, my...
Yeah, well, he's basically kind of depressed, but, you know, it doesn't get the better of him because he doesn't find the sunlight magnet and go crazy. You could technically still kill him to get his armor and everything, but I don't want to do that. So, with that out of the way, it's time for us to go to Kingseeker Frampt himself, tell him we've got the souls, and time to end this game. So let's go back to the last bonfire. Obviously, it's still going to teleport us to the Chaos Lady, but it'll only take a second to teleport back to the Firelink Shrine. And I also have to give the Firekeeper there, the lady... Oh, it take us to this one because I destroyed the other one, so that makes sense. Alright. Anyway, other than missing that one NPC, which you have to do those specific requirements, which most people miss quite a few times, so it's not surprising that I forgot about it, because she's such a minor character in terms of the story, other than backdrop. Like, okay, maybe she's not minor if you are really a lore guy, but it's so easy to miss her or forget about her every time. But that's what I get for not marking down my notes as effectively as I should have. Anyway, let's go ahead and give Lady that reinforced flask. Get to 6. Like I said, 7 is the max, but okay. Yeah, she just repeats herself. So yeah, we've done every single storyline fought every single boss in the game, well, except for the Hellkite Dragon, but there must be a glitch. I can't do anything to help you on that. I've shown you how to get every single covenant, every single spell as far as I could show you, other than pyromancy, which you had to get that one lady to get the rest of the pyromancies of the game. Found patches, got all the Fire Lord souls. So let's talk to.
Pleased to see you well. Is it something?
So we need to. Well, do you have anything to say before we go?
Possess these souls of out.
No, we've done that before. I thought he said something before you finished the game, but all right. Well, nope. Let's do it.
Well.
Let's get down there.
Then stay still for a moment.
And we've already seen this, so I'm gonna skip it. He eats my ass. Thank you. Didn't need to see that again. Ugh, gross. Well, I thought skipping it would make it go by faster, but alright. Firelink altar, let's turn in these souls. Offer souls to Lord Vessel. Thus we've unlocked the final area of the game. Oh, is this not a... Huh. Isn't it supposed to give me 20? I was about to say it's supposed to give me 20 flash. I need that for the final fight of the game. But with the door open, we can now encounter the final area of the game. It's not a very long area, but it definitely has a lot of importance to the story, to the lore, and what it just means to be in this place. I welcome you to the kiln of the first flame in all its desolate glory. You can tell this place has kind of burnt itself. There's just ash everywhere. A mighty smithy for the first flame itself, where Gwyn used his soul to power it up after it was going down. All that we fight here are remnants of Gwyn's army, which are the Black Knights, which they drop depending on which Black Knight you fight. I probably could have... You can parry these guys pretty easily or backstab them. I was just being lazy there. Oh, wow. They also got Titanite chunks, so if you need to raise your armor or weapons up to plus 14 at least. Black Knights can drop their armor set. They can also drop their type of weapon if they're wearing it. I think one has a great sword, one has a axe, and I think one has a regular sword, not just a great sword. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We're just fighting, basically we're just fighting the desolation and remnants of an old civilization and or power base for the most part. So yeah, here's the great sword dude. Ow. They're usually not too difficult to get behind. If you're lucky, you can actually get them twice. And I missed, but oh well. Oh, you know what? I forgot to maximize. They also dropped red Titanite chunks. I forgot to make this halberd plus 15. I have enough slabs. I actually got pretty lucky when I was grinding for slabs. I thought, oh, this is gonna take me a while, but I got pretty lucky. Like one every 30 minutes or something like that. Usually it took forever last time I grinded. I guess it just depends on the time of day. I don't know. The percentage is really low. It's ridiculous trying to get Titanite slabs. But I got enough to basically upgrade my at least I upgraded my armor to max. That's pretty much what's really important, is the least amount of damage. Alright, this place is I don't know if I'd say really hard, but you just have to be careful because there's a lot of these guys all over the place. So I kind of want to... Okay. I kind of want to put them in my own territory if I can. We heard it. I missed him. If you actually hit them, they actually respond to you. I won't really need my crossbow for the finale. Not really. I mainly use ranged weaponry for distractions or aggroing enemies. And too bad the enemies aren't stupid enough to fall off the edges. Oh well, that's just how it is. Oh, come on. There we go. I'll finish you off. Not too difficult. I mean, obviously, if you're playing a certain build, you might have difficulty with this section. Am I? Yeah, I guess the fireplate ring will be fine. Although, probably at this brief second, I should equip steel protection just because I'm fighting regular dudes. I will need the fire one for the final boss of the game. But that's a spoiler. Of course, there's going to be a final boss. I mean, what kind of game would it be without a final boss? Just disappointing, my friend. Just disappointing. Alright, now, if you've done everything correct in the game, or at least in terms of dealing with Solaire's storyline, Solaire will be here for the final confrontation with the boss, which we're going to use even though I can beat the last boss by myself, but I want to summon him after I've dealt with all the peons here in a second. There's still, I think, 2 more knights around here somewhere, I think, if I remember correctly. But yeah, if you've done Solaire's story and you saved him from going bonkers insane, he'll be there to help you for the final fight of the game. So just since this guy uses a great axe, hopefully I don't get knocked off. Okay, good. Since he uses a great axe, he'll drop the great axe weapon if you've whoa, he almost like uppercutted me off the edge of the thing. Do we? Nah, he does drop a white titanite chunk though. Ah, there's the okay. So there's only 2 guys left. Not too bad. Alright, but anyway, that guy can drop his great axe for you if you want. So, yeah, these guys are not too smart. Alright, finish him off. Alright, there it is. The kill of the first flame. Who will we fight down there? Oh, we get a Black Knight halberd. Not bad. And I believe getting all the Black Knight armor weapons are required to get the all weapons achievement, I think, or something. But yeah, before we go on, let's summon Solaire to help us. Gwyn is tough the first time you play him, obviously, or the last. Well, okay, I spoiled it just a few seconds. Whoops. Yeah, the final boss of the game is Gwyn, the Lord Gwyn himself. But let's summon Solaire to help us fight the last boss of the game. Man, I can't believe I spoiled it. Well, I held it in for a pretty good long while till the final bit of the game. It's almost apropos to have Solaire help you for the final fight because he's looking for his son and you're trying to restore the first flame. So it makes sense to be able to have him help you because that'll help him get his son. Too bad the last conversation you have with Solaire till the end of the game is him being all depressed. So you don't really get a final talk with Solaire about getting his son or after you beat him, because after you summon him and beat the game, that's it. You don't get to talk to him or anything like that. So, all right, Solaire, are we ready to sunbro it up? Can we do it? Can we beat Gwyn for the finale of the game? I say so. Praise the sun! All right, let's do this. Let's light the first flame and end the game. I just wanted to play the music for a quick few seconds. Lord Gwyn is the final boss of the game, the Lord of Cinders. He's basically given up all he is to put the fire, to try and keep his kingdom ever so slightly. Now, if you're actually pretty good at parrying, Gwyn can actually be beat by just straight out parries, or parrying his attacks and everything. It's pretty crazy, like how a simple technique as parrying could actually beat the final boss of the game. Obviously, if you have a Solaire, the fight is a lot more easier because this almost gives you a reason to try and save Solaire or explore the game. Like for first-time players, having Solaire is a boon sin because then you're like, well, great, now I have a distraction. Or you could summon another player, obviously. Solaire basically uses sword strikes. He'll try to get up close to you. So if you're fighting him by yourself, he is a bit quick. So just be careful. Like, if you're playing like a sorcery or a ranged build or something like that, you might have a bit more difficulty than a melee build would. So, all right, do we want Solaire to finish Gwyn off? You can do it, Solaire. Find your son. Find your son. Oh, he's gonna die if we don't help him. All right, sorry, Solaire. I need to finish him off. Goodbye, Gwyn. Your kingdom is over. It's time for me to take over. Thanks, Solaire. I could have done it without you. Yeah, praise the sun. End of the game. Final boss defeated. Soul Gwyn, Lord of Cinders. Thank you, Solaire. I think you found your son. Goodbye, my friend. All right. Now, before we finish the game, a few things. The game does have a New Game Plus option, which I mentioned before in the game. With Gwyn's death, if you go to Domo, whatever his name is, he'll now have Gwyn's armor available for you to wear, which is awesome. Let me read the... Gwyn also has... you can turn Gwyn's soul into either a sword, like the one he wore, or you can turn it, or his soul can be turned into the sunlight altar for the strongest lightning bolt weapon in the game. I think it's... I forgot what the name of the bolt. I think it's just called like sunlight bolts or something like that. So there's a, and you have to turn that into the sunlight altar to do that. But anyway, Soul of Gwyn, Lord of Cinder, Soul of the Gwyn, Soul of the Gwyn. Okay, I think that's supposed to be Soul of Gwyn, Lord of Sunlight, but whatever. And Cinder, who linked the first flame. Lord Gwyn bequeathed most of his power to the gods and burned his cinder for the first flame. But even so, Lord Gwyn's soul is a powerful thing indeed. And yeah, so you can either turn his soul into a sword or a spell, and you can get his armor as well. Alright, now here's the juxtaposition for the end of the game. Now obviously, as a first time player, you're like, oh, I'll just light the fire, and that's it, and that'll end the game. That's one of two endings. There's the light the fire ending, which you just link the fire, which most people wouldn't even think about the other way. And if you listen to Darkstalker Koth, if you leave this little area there where the fog would be, that gives you the dark ending as well. It's slightly different. So yeah, there's only two endings to this, unfortunately. Despite everything you learned or wanted to do, you pretty much are only stuck with two endings. So unfortunately, there's no like third option where you basically just kind of say screw everything and end it. But oh well. I'm gonna do what you normally do at the first ending. But if you like this game, play it again and leave the first flame to see the dark ending. Not much longer than the Link ending, but I think the Link ending is the official canon ending to the game. So let's do it and finish Dark Souls. So, well, let's do it. And there we go, folks. With the power by linking the fire, our powerful soul that has been toughened through powerful fights, trials and tribulations, challenges, strategy, death upon death, in honor and glory, we have used the rest of our soul to keep the fire going and keep the Age of Fire explored for who knows how many more years until someone else takes our steed. And that's the end of Dark Souls. Yeah, pretty straightforward. I mean, yeah, like when you play the game, you're probably like, well, what'd that mean? Pretty much, I believe it's what it is. You basically use your power to basically you destroy yourself, but you power the Age of Fire for so many more years. So basically, you did what Kingseeker Frame asked of you, although he doesn't tell you that you have to basically kill yourself to save the day. But I don't know, maybe you could consider it honorific sacrifice. If you do the dark ending, basically you survive, and all these primordial serpents end up like forming like a line you walk through, and they bow to you, knowing that you're now the Lord of Darkness, because you basically trialed into the age of humanity and darkness, so fire's, you know, no longer around anymore. But yeah, it's pretty quick like that, and I think that most times I would be angry at an ending like that because I'm like, what, all that work for nothing? But Dark Souls kind of gives you an idea that this game isn't supposed to like hold your hand, tell you how everything ends and everything. Like, you kind of just have to figure it out. And because the way the game was placed throughout the whole game, how lore was given to you and everything, it makes a lot of sense, unlike other games who just do it because they're lazy or whatever. But yeah, that was it. That was the run of Dark Souls. I really liked this game quite a bit. I remember when I first played this game back in the day, I was so intimidated by this game. Like, all the rumors. I remember I was always like, I always took forever to go through areas. I was so worried about dying. And, you know, like most people, I died multiple times. And, you know, there's all the voice actors for all the characters. It was an interesting game nonetheless, but it was a nice challenge. It wasn't ridiculously. Oh, Matoy Sakuraba, you did an excellent job with this game. All the music's excellent. I like all of his music. But anyway, yeah, it was a fun challenge. It punished me only enough to like get me to go, okay, I just need to get better and I can get through this. Unlike other hard games that are just so hard that it doesn't even give you a good chance to like learn and improve, you know, like this game had some cheat moments, but overall it was just a learning experience. Taught you to be aware of your surroundings, look for patterns before just dropping in. And also a great thing about this game is you can play through it multiple times with different weapons, different builds, just to see how they work against certain fights. You know, you saw me do a strength build. Well, try a heavy weapons build, which is really slow but heavily armored. Or try a dex build where you do a lot of dodging instead of taking hits. Or try a faith build where you use magic or a combination of sorcery and fighting, and, you know, all that. There's so many ways to play this game, and there's so much lore just hidden in this game. It's just, I think it for those who like exploring their games, this game gives a lot for the player who wants it. And if you don't care about the lore, well, you just go in and fight bosses and get from point A to point B. There you go. Or if you're just looking for a challenge. I don't know, I really like the Dark Souls series. I like that it's slightly different from a lot of games. Tries to give you difficulty without like making it impossible. You know, you feel like you've earned your reward for playing the game. And I don't know, I definitely suggest anyone else to play this game. And I don't know what else to say, man. I hope you enjoyed me playing this game. I had fun running through the whole thing, and I'll see you when I start another game. Who knows what it'll be.